Okay, I couldn't find how to do that. I won't let me type in my own chat, of course. Why would it let me? Couldn't figure out how to make it do that. It's gonna fuck up the VOD, by the way. The VOD is not gonna be seamless. We're just back from trying to fix the tech issue. Ah, my tooth. Why hurt? I forgot I could do that. There we go. That's all I wanted. Was that so much to ask? I'm getting audio in the background. What is that from? I think I have my own stream open. I do. Close that, close that, close that, close that. Alright, back to business. Oh. That was a hoot. Too real. I guess the cooking theme makes sense in light of a restaurant. I don't know what the rollers are supposed to be. Is that an invisible wall? Is there a secret down here? No, there's nothing down there. That goes to death. This game is adorable from time to time. I'm getting the hang of it. Did I fail a mission without realizing there was a mission? Is she a clown or a jester, or what is she? She's a busker, I think. She's, I guess, a performer. This game is kind of ambiguous in its messaging from time to time. Giving death is not the end. I wonder if this could be reduced somewhat. Oh no! No! Oh, this is janky. Stop that. At once. This would have worked on Dreamcast, I want to say, with a great deal of polygon count reduction. And draw distance reduction. Shit. I swear I pushed the button. I don't know how that happened. Was there a secret? I guess I have to go all the way back through the levels to get the secrets. Again, just like Sonic. That's how you artificially boost your playability. There's more than one way up there. See, there's like hints that she's an acrobat or something. No. Should I have a coffee at 7:30 at night? That seems unwise. This game has a couple of gimmicks it reuses a lot. Like plowing you through a crowd of penguins. What the fuck was that supposed to what was supposed to happen there? But they don't get old. It's fun the first time and it's fun the 10th time it happens. No, no, it wasn't the most elegant. But then how are you supposed to do that without getting hurt? That really doesn't seem feasible. You've been following this, like, manufactureversy? I guess the word is non-traversy, because it's not a controversy. Get off me, penguin. About Lunchly versus Lunchables, how it's the same fucking thing. But they're advertising it like they did with these chocolate bars as being healthier. Like they can reinvent the wheel. I do love me some Lunchables. I shouldn't. It's horrible processed food. But I can't. You can't say no to the pizzas. I defy you to say no to a Lunchables pizza. Yeah, like less nutrition in the food. Try to nourish your kid with this, idiot. Oh, cat. Now's not a good time. I feel like I missed a secret. How would I get up there? I guess replay the level. That seems like the way to do it. I almost, you can fucking almost do it. Haha, bitches. Haha, bitches, what now? I love this game. I'm sold. It's over the top. It'd be kind of shameful, or shameless, I guess is the word. But they should make an adult Lunchables that's just the pizzas and like a bunch of them. Because one will not be enough. Come here, cat. You're getting cuddled. You don't want to be cuddled? What do you want? You just want to sit on my keyboard. Why, fucker? Why do you always do this? You little asshole. I love you dearly. Why do you insist on standing right on the keyboard in between me and the monitor to stop me from doing what you know that I'm trying to do? And then when you sit behind me on the bed and you meow at me and you meow, when I finally fucking look around and turn around and pay attention to you, you turn your back on me. And make a show of ignoring me with your ears pointing backwards so I fucking know you're listening to me. You think you're slick? The crap I let you get away with. Come here. Get on my chest. Cooperate. I guess that's a foolish thing to tell a cat. Come here, you. Hello, Kit Kat. Oh, fine. No, just get on my chest and curl up. Be a good little potato. Be a papas gatito. Ah, my eyes. Ah, my eyes. Why? Ah! Cat, why? It's a versatile moveset, but it's different enough from Hat in Time that I'm finding it hard to adjust to. Little Kit Kat. Little Kit Kat. Get on my chest. You're a cuddle cat. I love you. Even when you're a bad baby. Especially when you're a bad baby. You know that and you take advantage of it. To get away with everything. Get off the desk. Do you hear me but you don't care? There we go. You know there's motion sensing automated spray bottles to keep cats off of counters? So hold on, I'm just wrestling my cat right now. You're such a good dad, Short Talk. Good dad, Short Talk. Wish I was a dad. Wish I hadn't been thrown in the trash by every woman I ever dated. I'm a broken robot, and there's always a shiny new model to upgrade to. I guess I'll just make my own company down here at the bottom of the trash can. That's enough feeling sorry for myself. I got the Kit Kat. I'm not all alone. I got my friends, even if they're internet friends. Get down on my lap. Hunker down. Good kitty cat. Finally, cooperation. Nope, she's moving again. She's on the move. This has in common with Mario 64 that the levels are basically playgrounds. Full of fun stuff to do with their moveset. Don't you butter me up. Just don't do that. That's bad, right? This is just a reimagining of Sonic, and it's more original than Spark the Electric Jester. It doesn't go so fast that it's not controllable. Oh, it's one of these. Am I fucked? No! Okay. Oh, I'm fucked anyway. Skill issue. Some stuff doesn't quite come together, but it comes so close that it still achieves greatness. Oh, it automatically ledge grabs. That's considerate. Oh no! There we go. Outstanding, bro. I need to cuddle my cat. Come here, kitty cat. Oh, she just wants to go to her loft. That's fine. You can hang out in your loft as long as you don't hang out on my keyboard. Now the weather's getting colder, all the hot air rises to the top of the room, and she's hanging out in her little fort a lot more on the top shelf of the shelving tower. Which I'm glad because I put a lot of work into preparing that for her. She didn't want it at all during the summer. Bitch fucker. I'm gonna need this. Some things kill you and some things just take away health. It's arbitrary. I should go read that. I don't get it. I guess I don't get Oh, are you kidding me? Through the floor? Really? I gotta check something. Okay. I've been looking at arcade sticks for the Turbo Duo, and there's one that uses the controller plug, but it's like $100, and then it would be wired. But I could just get way cheaper ones that just use Bluetooth, and it supports Bluetooth. I don't know why I wouldn't do that. I guess because it has the correct number of buttons, but that's not a feature. 2 buttons is not sufficient to be used for anything else. Bitch fucker! I guess that's just a man. Actually, that's not really an insult, is it? Well, it's not nice to call nice ladies bitches. Ah, fuck! No! Why? I need to wait. It does gain you a little bit more air. I wish I had a better PC chair that didn't sag. Oh, I also wish that didn't happen. Oh no! I become French when I'm frustrated. Oh, what? Hello, what's this? I need to get that every time, though, don't I? No fucking! I don't know what animal makes that noise either. Hey, that kind of worked. No! This is great platforming action, though. It's not very often you get a good new 3D platformer on PC, is it? I should cherish my time with this and try not to be frustrated. Before I know it, it'll be over, and I'll be craving more. Until we get DLCs. God, please, let the DLC be better than the cruise ship one for Hat in Time. That was a letdown. Yakuza Metro more than made up for it. Spice? Is that what I was doing? Some of this writing. Ah! Ah! Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Get to the checkpoint. Ugh. There's no way. There's no way. Come on, please. What now? How now, brown cow? Fresh beats. Macaroon. He's got a delicate ego. She's kind of cute. What are these? I don't even know what these are. Oh, that's what I can spend these on. I don't know what that was for. Is this an underwater level? Cat, you're right in front of me. Do you feel ignored, Cat? She just wants to be in my arms. Or she wants to be up in my way. Ah, you're floofing your floofy tail in my face. I love you too, little creature. You're my favorite little critter. Swish, swish, swish your tail in my face. Puh, puh, puh. Little cat, you're in my way. I love you. Oh, I have a new poem. Should I read it on stream? Or will that drive everybody away? Get the fucking SpongeBob music. Get off of my desk, cat. Cat, off of my desk. You stay up there. No, you stay up there or in my lap. You got sprayed because you didn't listen to me. Her butt healed up nicely. I'm glad. I'm relieved. I love her fuzzy little butt. She's as fuzzy as she is fussy. You're a cat. How come you always want to hang out when I'm streaming? Why do you always do this? You never want to hang out when I'm not streaming. It's like you feel jealous that I'm paying attention to something other than you. I wish you'd just loaf on my lap and be a good little potato. I remember when you were just a kitten. Remember when you were just a little kitten? I would put you in a sock like a little caterpillar. Like you're in a little cocoon and you're gonna emerge from your cocoon as the most exquisite butterfly. The caterfly. There must be why they call it caterwauling. Because you do a lot of it. You also pretend to ignore me a lot. That worked, just barely. I strongly feel I shouldn't be able to stand on water like that. Alright. I did pay for that, didn't I? Good kitty cat. Finally, she's relaxed. Why is she so hyper during the first part of the stream? I fucking knew it. Such a deal. No! Water doesn't work that way. How are you supposed to do that? How is that supposed to... How are you supposed to make that? I'm missing something? I'm not supposed to add velocity by the dash? How do I get across here? Oh, I'm supposed to use the dash, aren't I? Fuck! Fuckaroo. It's just the pool rooms. It's just the Sega 32X pool rooms. How do you, get across here? Ah! Well, that's frustrating. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do that. So Atari has been doing some shit lately. They put a teaser video that implied they were making a survival horror game based on Centipede, and then they did a reveal that it was a card game, and everyone was like, "Boo, boo!" But it doesn't look real. Like, it looks low effort, and there's not a lot of details or any pictures of the physical cards. So the fan theory right now is that it was a fake out. They're joking about the card game. Gotta hope they're joking about the card game. It's like Blizzard's mobile game. Oh, I can skate across the water. Fuck, I'm stupid. I'm so goddamn stupid. How do I keep forgetting shit you can do because you can do so much shit in this game. I'll do it. You just gotta understand how to do shit. It's a learning curve. I've mostly just been flubbing it. There we go. There we go. That's how you're supposed to do it. It's fun when you know what you're supposed to be fucking doing. Here's where I post my Death is Certain meme, that you've seen it. Just envision the Death is Certain wizard meme. It'll have to do. I wonder if there's Rule 34. I haven't looked. I don't know how you'd sexualize such an abstract character. For all the good that did me. That must have been a hard choice, like the discussion around the office. Like, do we give camera controls, or do we allow her to yo-yo in any direction? This made me want to go to a wave pool. I would put this close to the same level as Hat in Time. Not quite the same, but it's a tough act to follow. Maybe the DLCs. It's also a different kind of game. It's very much Sonic the Hedgehog. Must have been. Yeah, they would have to manually, like what, the camera moves on rails? Predefined or something? It would have to be. How else would you do it? Or like a general like tube of invisible bounding box movement. No! How does one... how does one do that? Oh, little cat spreading out across my lap. She's getting cozy cozy. Ah, I made it. Fucking made it. That was the point of that. If everything goes right, it feels amazing, just like Sonic, but when everything goes wrong, it feels horrible. It's really kind of zero-sum. The Brechtel mines. Am I gonna regret this? There should be a button for that. Oh no, I started from the beginning! I started... No, no! I can't... No! No. But apparently, yes, actually. Okay. I want to cry. If they could get the camera right, why couldn't Sonic Team? This proves that it's workable. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Not all is lost. There we go. I keep forgetting moves and not using them. I'm chaining these moves together though, and it's kind of working. What? Truly, this is just like Sonic Adventure. You can fall through the fucking floor. Wonder why they couldn't come up with anything more creative than rings. What's not... or coins. Coins have been done, that's Mario. Gems have been done in like every Euro platformer. Rings were done in Sonic. It's definitely got a clearer identity. Like the worst thing it can be is unmemorable. No, why did that happen? Why did that happen? If I don't know why that happens, I can't stop it. Let me calm down. Oh, I almost fucked it. Is it not a checkpoint? I did it. I did it. It felt satisfying. This is a damn good game. This makes me remember why I like video games. A well-made video game puts a smile on your face no matter how bad you're feeling. It's just instant fun. Fuck. You were saying? Is this a way I can go? It is a way I can go. It does not look very wise. No! I think there's 2 ways I can go. Oh! No! Oh! Let's go this way. Oh, it's just gonna be a shortcut to this area anyway. Oh. Bitch! Titties! It's turning into Tony Hawk. There we go. Damn it, when it's good, it's good. I'm outside the level. Oh, fuck. Excuse me, how dare you? Oh, it says finished. It's fun. It's like feels like you're playing with a toy while you play a game. Not that kind of toy, you know what I mean? Oh, satisfying. There we go. Finally. Oh. How are you supposed to do that? Is that glass? That's glass, isn't it? I think a little bit of tweaking the level design would have been a big help. Other than that, though, when it's good, it's damn good. Wow, wow, wow. Ah, cat! She fell through my leg hole. Why do you fucking do that? No, go in there! Get in the thing. You too good for the thing? No, you're not. I shouldn't laugh at that. She died scared. Shit on a fucking shit. Oh. I'm getting shades of Mario Galaxy. Not Galaxy. What's the other one? Sunshine. No. Why? Oh fuck. Come on. Come on. God, that hurt! Cat, do not climb up my body with your claws. Oh fuck, that hurt so bad. Am I still streaming? I'm still streaming. Oh, I'm bleeding. Cat, do not do that. She jumps across the room and she latches onto my body with her tiny little fucking needle claws. And she pulls the full weight of her fat little body. You are a bad cat. I love you though. I want that thing. I can't get it. Oh my, hold on, I have to check my back for blood. Am I bleeding? Just a little bit. It's just a little... Sorry for the screaming. Sorry if I startled anyone. Oh, it still hurts. I've never punished her apart from the spray bottle, so she doesn't have any motivation not to inflict extreme pain on me. Because there's no consequence for it other than being mildly annoyed. Cat ownership is often very painful. I was about to die. Is there? It was a toughie. Good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough. One health life. Health life? What am I trying to say? Yes. She hurts so bad. I don't know what that meant. What, really? The king? There we go. What? It's an easy boss. Shouldn't he be trying to make peace with this guy? Such soft music. That's like a space land. Or a storybook. It's like dual themes, like Magma Restaurant. That's how she infects me with toxoplasmosis. Through the fucking claw wounds. Library Space Island. Gotcha. Makes sense. There's a lot more platforming, a lot less wheeling than dealing. There's a lot more straight platforming. That's close. No, it still smells bad. Real bad. I have to take that away from you, aren't I? You're abusing your powers. Aha. Yeah, this is much different than the past maps. I guess that's good, so it's not the same stuff all the way through the game. I guess there'll be a world that focuses more on the kinetic rolling to balance things out. I don't know what happened. I'm okay with it. I also don't know what's going on. Very Mario Galaxy vibes. You cracked the code, man. It's the one weird trick that Twitch hates. Can't stand. Like how the government tells you can't drive while intoxicated, but actually if you try it, it's completely possible. And they don't want you to know. Fuck, that's too far. I like that it opens under you. Wait a minute, what's this? Aha, as expected. Yeah, I like that it rewards exploration. For the most part, all the beats of the game design are on point. Was I on time limit? Here we fucking go! Hey, I did that perfectly. Are you kidding me? How dare you? What are they gonna do? Remove me from my suffering in Hell World? Oh no, not that. So I've been playing New Adventure Island on TurboGrafx, and it's a better game than I gave it credit for. A lot of these games are better than they seem in the first like 5 minutes. You just gotta have a reason not to be ADHD about it and skip immediately to other games when you're mildly inconvenienced. Once I figured out I could continue, the high difficulty didn't seem like that much of a bother anymore. I was able to see more of the game. Shit! I want to show you what I'm talking about. Sorry, but we gotta do some TurboGrafx. That's the law. I played through to level 1-4. I was just watching a YouTube video on the like 3 or 4 ways to fake parallax scrolling, which are used in this game. I think it's animated background tiles, which is a pain in the ass. You need like 64 tiles for an 8x8 tile that has to have animations for every possible scrolling position of the texture. And then you can't keep all those in memory at once, so you have to use mappers or bank switching or something. Bank switching. But of course, Hudson Soft was like, we ain't need no fucking scrolling backgrounds. We can just do what we did on NES, but like that right there. Well, I don't know for sure if that's what I think it is. I don't know if that's animated background tiles. That doesn't look like it could be. I think it might just be giant sprites. It's really hard to say. That's what makes it such an interesting console to me. How limited it was, and the interesting ways that they got around the limits. There's some of that in Genesis. Genesis has a game, Toy Story, that overcomes the color limit. A lot of the other games' graphics aren't turbo. That's true. They're pretty unturbo. There's also another. I should probably just start this over. Next time I die, I'll start over, just to show you the levels you missed. Actually, it's probably not worth it. It would just be so I could show you the fucking scrolling in level 2, which I don't know how that works. Level 2 sure fucking looks like it has real scrolling. Also, did you know there's a 3D polygon game on this console called Gunboat? I have to show that to you. I know I'm being ADHD tonight, but it's unfathomable. And it's also terrible. Sega Genesis had a couple of polygon games, but it also had the horsepower to actually draw polygons at a reasonable frame rate in some games. But I swear on my life, that's what it is. Look, it's like the early MechWarrior games. There's like a rear view mirror view that you can have to switch to. It's drawing multiple, I guess, tetrahedrons. Some naysayer, this is a polygon 3D game on the PC Engine, which is technically an 8-bit console. With an incredibly small view window. As it would have to. This is the sort of thing that would run at 1,000 frames a second on the Jaguar. I wonder why Atari didn't just buy up old 16-bit polygon games and do remasters. But anyway, that's that. Back to Adventure Island. Oh fuck, I hate that thing. Oh no! Those are sprite-based palm trees, don't get too excited. So it can do polygons, it just really, really shouldn't. It's just really ill-advised. Makes me wonder why the Super Graphics console that was update didn't add more than just another background layer. What was the point of that? What if they were gonna upgrade the hardware? Why would they not have also added like transparencies, mode 7, and sprite scaling, like Super Nintendo had? I guess because that one would have made it cost $1,000 billion or something. And they couldn't put chips on the cartridge because of HuCards. Same reason there wasn't room for on-cartridge saves, because they couldn't fit a battery on it. There was, and all flash memory was power dependent at that time. It could have made sense as a console if they just upgraded as like their next console, if instead of the PCFX. There we go. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't want to find out neither. Is this the boss? How does one survive that? Oh, it starts me all the way at the beginning again. It's alright. It's not alright, but you gotta act like it is. You gotta keep a smiling face. Nothing stops those. Fuck! Is it as good as Super Mario World? No, it isn't. Is it a great game in its own right? Yes, it is. Choice of weapons. That sure fucking looks like parallax scrolling. I sure wish I knew how they did that. There we go. Quick to beat bosses as long, but you really do have to understand their pattern. They don't outstay their welcome though. Oh, look who it is. It's who was that, like an island femboy? Or one of our kids or something? No, too Japanese. We made it to stage 2. This is the real gaming, my gaming bros. Look at the cloud scrolling. That's shit. That's not convincing in the slightest. Also, what is this, bonk now? Speaking of which, there's a game called FX Unit Yuki, which is probably the best homebrew ever made for PC Engine CD that I've got to have at some point. Because it has a single main character, but the gimmick is that every level imitates one of the well-known PC Engine games. Like in one level, it's like a bonk imitation. In one, it's an Adventure Island imitation. In a couple of them, it's like a shoot 'em up. It's like a Lords of Thunder. Oh, the fucking rat! I hate that rat with my life. That rat comes at you from behind when you're on the skateboard. I'll find his family. I'm not gonna say more than that, but I will say that much. Hate that fucking rat. I love the pig design though. This is indeed just bonk. It's a one hit, one kill. You get 1 HP. Oh, it's getting really hard to keep fed. Ugh. How long is this? How long is this game? Oh, that really does hit you in one kill. I mean, kill you in one hit. I'm probably dyslexic. I'm noticing that while watching my old VODs. I do that a lot. I flip words around constantly. I've never been diagnosed dyslexic, but it would make sense. When one thing goes wrong with the brain, often a bunch of other things go wrong too. It's hard to fault PC Engine on much. It just needed more buttons. Because it's got Street Fighter 2 on it, but it's only got a 2-button controller by default. Even 3 buttons not enough. And it's really the only game that uses a 6-button pad. They really should have thought further ahead when they designed this console instead of just trying to make a better NES. Oh, fuck. I'm just dying a lot tonight. I have good memories of Adventure Island. Super Adventure Island 3 for Super Nintendo was a game that my crush's mother rented for us from the, I think, Blockbuster. When I would hang out at her house, we went to dinner at the Old Country Buffet, if you remember Old Country Buffet. And this was the girl that I never confessed my feelings to, even though we kissed. We kissed, and I still never told her I liked her. That's the level of fractal cowardice we're at. I think she fucking knew I liked her. I made a excuse to... It wasn't an excuse, actually. I really wanted to do an experiment involving infrared LEDs in the darkness. And she thought, oh, he wants to turn the lights off because he wants to kiss me. And that was actually not at all what I was trying to do. But she because she forced the issue, I did. I was like, oh, that was an option? That's something that I could have done this whole time? Oh. And that's how Hamlad got his first kiss. Completely fucking on accident. And despite all of my best efforts to ruin it. She thought I was trying to be slick. I wasn't trying to be slick. I literally was just trying to see if I could find a way to make the infrared light from the TV remote visible. But yeah, we went to Old Country Buffet. I made her laugh by doing a Michael Jackson impression, which was kind of the funny thing at the time. And then when I was leaving her house, I turned over my shoulder and looked in through her bedroom window, which was I was not being a creep. Her bedroom had a huge window facing the street. So I don't know why she didn't realize that it was a bad idea to undress for bed at that time. But her mother saw also. She saw that I was looking, and she waved her arms, trying to distract me. Like, no, don't look at her, look at me. And that was the first time I saw a member of the opposite sex nude. Well, semi-nude. On the same night that I got smooched for the first time. That's probably a little bit oversexed for a lad of that age, who was really just mostly interested in the Super Nintendo. I only started going over to that's not true. We were friends. Again, almost despite myself, because I bullied her bully. Not even really. Partially out of empathy, partially just because I didn't like that girl. There's a girl who was just ugly and mean and fat. I guess that's, if I had been more empathetic, I'd realize that's why she's mean to people. It's because she feels like she has to assert herself and affirm her value. But she was shaped like a barrel. Have you ever seen like a woman, not to feed into trans thinking or anything, but some people seem like they're not meant to be the gender that they are, like legitimately. Like she was a very manly girl. She had like no neck and she had muscles, and this was like in first grade. So anyway, I scared her bully away. In the field, there was a field that was used for soccer and other sports, and I talked some shit, scared her bully away, and in doing so, I guess she caught some kind of feels, which I was oblivious to. All I knew was, oh, she wants to hang out at my house. Maybe I can maybe I can go to her house and play Super Nintendo. I was really Super Nintendo brained, okay? Super Nintendo had Mode 7. I wanted to see more Mode 7. And if I saw some boobs by accident in the process, I guess that's okay too. You fucking frog! Do you know what I'm capable of? He's not a caveman. He's I think the lore is that he washed ashore. He shipwrecked on an island. It's the Gilligan's Island plot. And his girlfriend is a native. I had some good formative childhood experiences with romance, but not because of anything I did. I didn't learn how to. I never learned Riz. It basically just happened despite myself. Every good thing in my life I just kind of stumbled ass backwards into. Like fate was trying to help me out of pity. Like, look at this fucking inept idiot. Let's cut him a break. If I was superstitious. He also his idle animations like he has to pee. Oh, oh no, I gotta pee. Oh, this fucking. I'm glad I figured out it can continue. I'm glad there's infinite continues too. It's never straight up over. Which is good because this is like a baby Super Mario 1 tier game. This is not even as sophisticated as Mario 3 because it doesn't have vertical scrolling or half the shit Mario 3 had. Yeah, she was interested in human stuff. Like romance and feelings and drama and gossip, and I was interested in 16-bit gaming excitement. And also on her computer. Her computer had Commander Keen on it. And also a point-and-click Magic School Bus game that I didn't care about, but she liked. We knew each other since, I think, first grade. Or kindergarten, actually. Yeah, kindergarten. Because she was the first girl that I basically, being the Riz master I was, I gave a ring to the first girl that I saw, and it was her. No, it wasn't her. That's not true. I gaslighted myself. I wanted it to be her. I was looking for her. I couldn't find her, so I gave the ring to Amanda, who was an autistic redhead, which is not as sexy as it sounds. She had some kind of fetal alcohol thing going on with her cranial morphology, and her and that's probably not that's not kind of me, but I was not interested in Amanda. But she got, because I did that one thing totally by chance, just because I didn't want to waste the ring that I made, because I made it out of stuff I found. Amanda caught feels and followed me around, and because she had autism, as did I, she was very unsubtle about how she expressed her interest, to the point where she would lay on my desk in the way that a lounge singer lays across a piano, and she'd like strike a pose and she'd sing to me. Which, this was in kindergarten. I saw her one other time in my life. I saw her on the bus, and I knew it was her because of her very distinctive face situation. And she had red-headed ginger dreads, and was wearing jean overalls and a floppy hat, or something like that. It was not what you normally see a woman in her 20s at that time wearing. I didn't say anything to her because I was afraid she'd start following me again. That's really mean. She might have been a lovely person. I never got to know her because I was after the blonde, which Jennifer was blonde. I wish that on everybody. I wish for everybody to have the benefit of a pretty blonde crush in their youth. Although she decided that she was a witch in her teenage years, and then out of guilt for that, because her mother was like Baptist or something, she became super fucking Christian. That's like their origin story. Like, I was so steeped in sin, I was taking drugs, I was dabbling in witchcraft. It's like, you were a teenager smoking pot, and you were a Wiccan. You were never like a bad seed. She was pregnant when I saw her too, Amanda. I hope there was a father in the picture. It'd be really sad to see a fellow autist struggle in a bad situation like you shitting fucking frog. This is just how gaming was back then, back in my day. Maybe it's karma that all my girlfriends stick around like maximum 6 months. Maybe I was supposed to be with Amanda and I'm being punished because I was superficial. I rejected an autistic girl, and all the non-autistic girls rejected me. I hope she's doing fine. She never did anything to harm me. She was just probably the way I appeared from the outside to others, which explains a lot. That she really could not hide her feelings, and there were not wanted feelings. And she was very unsubtle and lacked in tact. Which is not a crime. I hope she never sees this. If she does, I sincerely hope your life is going better than it was last time I saw you. Maybe I'm cursed. A lot of people I know met in ignominious ends. I think that's the word I want. The fucking crow. Why are animals assholes in this universe? Animals should be innocent. They should at least not be malicious. If I just was a little bit more cautious and didn't rush into things. There's the pig dead. I did not want the boomerang, but they forced you to get it. This is very simple platforming. You see what I mean about how even Mario 3 was a more sophisticated game than a lot of PC Engine platformers? I want to say by the time Bonk 2 or 3 came out, that it was ahead of that curve. But a lot of them are just basically upgraded 8-bit games. I have a lot of memories from kindergarten, from that stage of life. That was a important formative period where I learned about other people and social dynamics. I could write a whole book just about that period of life. I remember John Getner. He was a bad influence on me, but a really fun bad influence. He taught me a lot of swears. He would quote Ren and Stimpy a lot. He'd play pranks on other kids and involve me. I guess part of the problem is that this series began on 8-bit machines, and they couldn't change it too much without making it unrecognizable compared to what it used to be. That wasn't a problem for Mario, though. That fucking rat, you'll never get me. That rat always is trying to fuck me. Let's get the Minecraft hunger meter. It makes you want to rush through the level because you're running out of food points. I love those pigs. Those pigs don't even want to be there. They've got those bedroom eyes where they're just bored. Like, bro, I don't have any beef with you. I'm being forced to fight. Not this time, Satan. Not this time, rat. You fucking rat, I'll kill you. I'm gonna follow you. I know where you live. That rat is the cheapest death in the game, and I viscerally hate him the way humans typically only hate other humans. Oh, Parallax, kind of. It's Scanline Interrupt, but damned if it doesn't look good. You fuck! Ooh! I'm gonna beat this game though. This is one of the first ones that's really gripped me. Besides the ones I already played a lot. Dick titty. I'm still only. I'm only on World 2. I used to be so much better at this. As you can see, though, this did look way the fuck better than NES, except for the later NES games. Later NES games looked really comparable, especially the last couple Mega Man games, which came out in like 92, 93, which is absurdly late for a NES release. I can just run under the frogs. I could have done that the whole time. A half jump saved me there. It's just more basic, you see what I mean? There's not as much going on as in... Even really Mario 2 had more going on than this. This is like running a straight line. Occasionally there's elevation differences. Don't trip on rocks. Don't hit enemies and stay fed. The gameplay loop is much simpler. Oh, you can trip on them when they're in ball mode. Entradastig. Fuck! I like NES. It's just really ugly. It's hard to look at in the modern day. I know that sounds hypocritical. This is just enough better than that I enjoy it. It isn't distracting. and also the fact that it has CD music in many games. So you're not limited to chiptunes. It can have more sophisticated games. How'd you like that, Mr. Macy? Are you a convert to the Steam controller cult? Which I wasn't at first. I stashed mine away for like a year until I got badgered into using it. But I think Short Dock. It was either Short Dock or one of you guys. The simplicity does make it easier to memorize sequences. Like I was not sold on those touchpads at first. But I played through all of Stray on it. He's gonna be slower and more methodical than I usually am. Those frogs are what kill me most of the time. Oh! Oh! I also tried to like Keith Courage, and I just don't like it. It's just not good. All these years later, there's just no redeeming qualities. It's extremely mid. It was a mistake to make that the packing game. Almost anything would have been a better packing game. Keith Courage is just poopy, and it's not a question of memories. It's got really ugly chiptunes that are like chiptunes can be really good if a lot of effort is put into them, like Tim Follin chiptunes. But they can also be just like ding 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 ding, and just fucking the same 3-second loop over and over with like one instrument or two instruments. You know what I mean? Like at their finest, chiptunes can be better than CD music because of the unique sound that they have and the clarity, depending on the bit rate of the CD audio. But more often than not, it's just lazy. It's just shit. We need something in the background. I made it. There's this classic gameplay loop of memorization and learning and changing. Once you get, there's just a learning curve to Steam controller is the issue. Initially, if you're like me, you'll be turned off by it because it's not exactly like what you knew before. Bitch fucker. Once you get really good with the touchpad, though, it's more precise and it's also less effort. We tend to gravitate towards input schemes that require less calories. This is why we like touchscreen monitors never caught on because of gorilla arm versus just moving a mouse around. And the same is true with the touchpads versus a thumbstick. It takes less effort to slide your thumb over a touchpad than it does to overcome the springs on a thumbstick. You know this console had 700 games, and it's still getting fan localizations of the better US CD games, which you can buy as repros. So functionally, it's like a living console that's still getting new releases that are new to us anyway. I don't want to hurt you, Crab. We're not We're not opponents. Of what the? Oh, those little guys are gonna fuck me over. I can tell already. I just like PC Engine. It's just cute how try it hards. I mean how hard it tries. It's more impressive in its own way. It's kind of like build engine games, where it's impressive what they managed to accomplish despite the limitations of the engine versus the true 3D engine. This is also why I like the build engine games so much. I still play them, and I don't really play too many old Polygon games. Oh, fuck. Precisely. Also, you also got fucking gyro aiming, which I guess some thumbstick controllers do too. But you got so much tech in that controller. It just feels so good. It feels so heavy and substantial. Like, it's got that Valve hardware feel, and also the smell. I inhaled deeply, as did I from the vent of the Steam Deck, to inhale those sweet, sweet Valve hardware fumes. I think I might have brained my damage, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. Oh. I think I also like PC Engine because it's an in-between system. I've talked about this. I love the in-between systems more because they're oddballs. They're ugly ducklings. They came out too soon. They're ahead of their time, and they had a lot of potential, but they were just half cooked. I guess once you accept you're not playing Mario. What'd I say? Those fucking things, they're hard to hit. I want to cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Which console did you have? If you're old enough to have had a 16-bit console, did you have the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis? I had the Genesis at first because I got that when it was still relevant and brand new. I got the SNES after PS1 was already out, so I could save money on it. Fucking fuckaroo. Did you beef with kids who had the other console, or did you like live next to door to somebody who had the other one so you could trade off? Mega Drive. Consoles were expensive in the UK though, weren't they? More so than US. I remember people telling me that's why everybody played on microcomputers in the UK because it was either cheaper or because it served dual purposes, so it's easier to talk parents into. Shit on a brick. Oh, it was right. It was right there. I was really impressed by the headline games on Super Nintendo when I finally got an SNES and some games. I was like, this is what I was missing. That's not to say there weren't great games on Super Nintendo, but like the mainline, Genesis, the SNES games, like the mainline ones that got all the good press, were just really good, even by 32-bit generation standards. That was the first time I had played Link to the Past. That was the first time I had played Mario RPG. That was the first time I played Yoshi's Island. I was astonished. I was fucking mind blown. I scolded myself for missing out on those. I guess if I had Super Nintendo, I would have had the same experience playing Sonic the first time. Sega didn't have as many of those games though. Like what made those games great was that they innovated fundamental gameplay formulas that were themselves very addictive and fun. Like Super Metroid. Genesis didn't have a Super Metroid. It also eventually had like a Zelda clone, but it was an imitation. I'm gonna beat this slower and methodical. The nice thing about this though is that it had a successful CD drive add-on. So there's actually a huge portion of the library that is on CD. So if you want 16-bit CD games, also there's a lot on here that would surprise you. You know Loom, the LucasArts point-and-click adventure game, Loom, Loom? That's on here. There's a port of Loom. And it's in English. You know Jim Power, the Amiga game that was also on DOS? There's a port of that on here. A lot of games, there's Shadow of the Beast, which was an Amiga game. A lot of games on here seem like they shouldn't be on here. But it just had such a vast library. You were like me, you got the used consoles. When a game is truly good though, it transcends its generation. Like, my first time playing Super Metroid was a holy experience. I was fucking astonished. I had never played Symphony of the Night either. So I wasn't spoiled by newer games based on the same formula. It was my first Metroid-like game. If one of those fucking kills me, I'll be quite sore about it. Oh, I made it. Oh, I made it. I do not want the boomerang. Bitch titties! Was it an NES or Super NES? I like the Japanese Super NES design better. It's much more elegant. And in America, everything had to be big beige boxes because of our computers. These are way better against the little fuckers. What is that? What is that? Why is there an eggplant behind me now? Do I need to be worried? I made it. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to beat this one, then we'll go back to pennies. Lucky you, that was the better looking one. I would import it. I would import that version because it has English games on the cartridges that are the right shape. But your TV signals were strange. You had like 50 hertz signals that had to come out of the SNES, and they were in like a little bordered window, if I recall, which I would want no part of. I'd welcome a reissue that outputs HDMI so I can get a good signal out of it. So that's the advantage of the boomerang. You can have two out at once. Alright, it's doing the same parallax trick as before. Those are just sprites. I'm sure of it now. Bitch fucker. Imagine if we got the PlayStation as the CD add-on it was supposed to be. Super Nintendo specs plus CD storage plus I think they were going to put the FX2 chip on board the add-on so that CD games could use it. Every game would have FX2 access. That would have been like as good as the PlayStation in most respects, except for polygon performance. There's not a lot you would have wanted to do in terms of game design in the 90s that you couldn't have done on a Super Nintendo CD. That's what they should have done instead of the Virtual Boy to tide people over. I wish I hadn't gotten cold feet. It's got Super Nintendo's got plenty of colors. It's got Mode 7. It's got sprite scaling. Actually, no, it doesn't. It has background scaling. All the apparent sprite scaling was just background scaling. Bowser was a background. I forgot about that. It needs an extra chip to scale sprites on top of a background, which is what the FX2 could do. Is this really just the same one as before? Oh, it's slightly different. It's a slightly different attack. I'm glad that didn't kill me. First try. I got a blonde this time. Oh, but that's male. These days that would be seen as a bonus. We're not about that on this channel. Is he fucking breakdancing? What is happening? Look at that extra power of the PC Engine go to work. That's a nice level. We gotta go back to Penny's Big Breakaway, though. Is it ice? It is ice. The water appears to be rising. You know how they do that? Scanline interrupt at different levels, I think. This fucking console is just too charming. This looks slightly better than PC Engine, I've got to admit. You know what I really wanted to be good that just wasn't good? Is 32X. I was excited for 32X conceptually because I didn't think I'd be able to... Remember, I was struggling to afford consoles and I had to wait for a whole generation before I could get them. I didn't want that to be true of Saturn. But 32X seemed like a cheaper way to get like cut down versions of Saturn games. And then just the games were mostly shit. It had a reason to exist, mostly like ports of arcade games that couldn't run on the Genesis adequately, like Space Harrier and Afterburner, which did get Genesis ports, but they were really sad and awful. Look at these zigzag fronds. That is so Sonic. Anything that evokes 32X makes me nostalgic. Cause it was excitement and then letdown. I prefer to remember the good parts. I wish it had come out as the Neptune. I wish there had been like an interim generation of consoles. Because that was the point at which 2D was perfected, but nobody wanted 2D. They wanted 3D the microsecond was possible. Imagine if like 32X and Jaguar, that tier of hardware, and the Super Nintendo CD had been their own generation. Instead of jumping straight to 3D consoles. Is there a way up there? Seems like there should be. Am I transmitting? I am. It's just too many add-ons. I think if I had to choose one, I'd say Sega CD. Just have Sega CD versus Super Nintendo CD. But the concept of having like a Genesis Pro, instead of being an add-on, just make it the next console, but also make it compatible with the CD add-ons, so you can play all your old games on it and also new ones. Realistically, they're better off just skipping straight to Saturn. I know that. I know that. The heart wants what it wants. Well, I don't know why I don't know why that happened. They did. Think of the games we missed out on Super Nintendo CD. That might have been where we got Star Fox 2. Star Fox 2 didn't ever need to be Butch fucker. Bitch fucker. That's like Beetlejuice, but Giga Chad. I declare this a classic. This is indeed good enough, despite its weird jank sometimes, which is mostly my own fault. That didn't go. If the camera would cooperate. Baby. Oh, baby. Calm down, calm down. That's why that's there, isn't it? Gotcha. Finally. After using up all my life points. Except the Sonic rings. There we go. Just like in Kirby, there's a Kirby cannon that works the same way. Kirby NES. That was another hidden gem. There was so much going on in Kirby. It seemed so simple at first, but it was so elaborate by the later levels. Oh, there's something over here. Fuck! Like the 32X had a lot of games that would have been a natural home for, like all the super scalar games. There were a lot of flat shaded polygon games like Virtual Racer and Virtual Fighter that naturally would have belonged on the 32X also. I wish that could have slowed down. I just wish we got it as the Neptune. And then the Neptune, if you already bought a Sega CD, it was compatible with the same CD unit. Because it would have looked, I think, pretty handsome next to it. I think they had the similar footprint as the Genesis 2. Realistically, they should have just put a CD drive in the fucking thing. Then it would have been a Saturn, and there wouldn't have been much reason not to just wait for the Saturn. Did you see that? There was multiple ways to go where we needed to go. We can go backwards? Is that Gay Baby Jail? Almost. Is there anything over here? No, nothing. It's just needlessly ornate. I looked up the lewd games for PC Engine just because I have one now. And most of them are just really uninteresting visual novels with bad art that just have lewd H scenes. And it's just still images. There is better stuff out there. The ones that are good are the ones that are like fighting games, where you get rewarded with H animations in between rounds, which is unfortunate because those are some of the better fighting games on the system. Like Advanced Variable Geo is, I think, a better fighting game for a 2-button pad than Street Fighter is. But you can't really bring that to a buddy's house and play it with 2 people. It would spark some very interesting conversations, though be it. Fuckaroo. Let me never make that mistake again. At its very best, it could look roughly as good as Super Nintendo because it had a higher color count than Genesis. With the aid of imitation parallax scrolling, if it was done very carefully and tastefully. I love that kind of thing. I love smoke and mirrors. I love stagecraft and special effects sorcery. I would have loved the 32X because of all the attempts at 3D games. Like the ones we got on Game Boy Advance later in its lifespan. We could have totally had that. Like Open Lara. Open Lara shows that Tomb Raider could have run on the 32X. Oh, what was happening there? Was I defying gravity? This is not quite as streamlined as like Mario. Mario's kind of idiot-proof in a way that this is not. It's more, it impugns me more than it impugns the game. I really love the aesthetic though, the 512 color aesthetic and color palette of the 32X, as well as the sound chip, which is why I wanted it to be better than it was. In most cases, I can make excuses all day for something if I like it. But some things are just really hard not to be honest about. The missions are also just bring thing to guy. Is another criticism I could leverage. Mario 64 even had more sophisticated goals. Speaking of which, I wonder if that Kaze and Manuar hack for Mario 64 ever came out. It's such a good time to be a gamer. Like, every wish you could possibly have is being fulfilled. Even ones that go back in time. Like, look at repros. Repros include fan translations of previously never released in the West properties. Make it effectively so that you can still continue to play new games on your old system as if they're still coming out. That's to say nothing of homebrews. The market is apparently large enough to support even that sort of thing. It's just a gaming utopia. Or whatever you could possibly want is being realized to some degree, in some way. Like, if you want new Atari games, there's been a bunch of those. If you want new Sega games, there's been a bunch of those. If you want entirely new hardware refreshes that work with modern TVs, you can have them. If you want new localizations. Oh, Mr. Naysayer, don't play that without VR. That is a superb VR mod called Mother VR. It looks beautiful in headset. It does not support motion controls, I don't think, unless I have vague memories of there being an update to that mod that supports motion controls now. But if not, you can play it just fine with the controller, which you have now. It gets proportion really good. Really accurate. A lot of those mods, proportion's weird. It really looks like that's because originally the VR mode in that game was created by Sega, but it was disabled after release because they didn't want to support it and they didn't finish it. So it's an official VR mode, kind of like the Subnautica one, official and unofficial. That's why it's so well implemented. And some games, it just fits the mood so well that I wouldn't consider playing them without it. Like Doom 3 BFG, like for me the de facto way to play that game is on VR. It's one of the earliest like real games that was ported to VR. There we go. Alright, let's nail this one. The cat. Yours is just a stretchy cat. What a baller game, despite its flaws. Which a lot of them are just me not getting good at it. Wow, a person. Okay. The writing keeps losing me, but winning me back. There's the fucking jank I talked about. So apparently some data miners have found further indications that there's going to be VR support in the next version of SteamOS, which indicates to them, I guess to me as well, that we're finally getting Deckard. Dickard on Eckard. Oh! I think this is a good time too. Games have kind of maxed out their graphics, unless you want to do ray tracing. Like, we're already at the limits of what human beings can do, but it's also the start of AI being used in that way, so it's hard to say. But I do think we're at a stable point of equilibrium where it's a good time to make a PC VR portable. Because the hardware power exists. There's a back catalog, a large back catalog of existing VR games to concern yourself with, even if it can't run the newest ones. So there will always be that for content. If they're gonna do Inside Out and make a clean break with the Lighthouse system, they may as well go portable anyhow. Oh, it's another... Yeah, but it's on a cloudy day. Did you see that comment? There's truth to that. About how it's easier to do photorealism when there's not a distinct directional light source. When you just have diffuse global illumination. Some of the writing's clever. That's enough for me. How do I get up there? Photorealism isn't really needed for good VR. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's much more important to have high resolution and very high frame rate and high tracking. Ah, cat! Be very careful. You're on my ankle. You're on a tender part of my leg. Ah, you're... Don't correct with your claws, please. I beg you. You ever have friendship fantasies? Not like wanting to fuck somebody, but like somebody that you think is cool and you want to be friends with that is like someone on YouTube or something. And I'm not hinting me. I think Bithead 1000 is a cool guy, and I have sometimes daydreams about what our friendship would be like. He's a very likable guy with a cool personality. I would do well to learn from. He makes a big deal out of things, but he also he hypes himself up and he hypes the viewer up very effectively. Mrs. Kong is a salesman. He's a New Yorker with an accent, New York accent, but he's, I think. His thing is just retro consoles. He and I share a fascination with the PC Engine and with Neo Geo. What would happen if I did? No, don't fall off the edge, please. Is it a weird thing to admit? I guess that's just a parasocial relationship, which as a streamer I'd be hypocritical for thinking that's weird, considering I cultivate them. Finally. Don't scratch it. I still feel tempted to venture out further, to try to double jump and then slide dash to that fucking ledge over there, but this game doesn't really have very many places where you can... It's not an open world game by any stretch. Once again. There we go. Wait a minute, what's over here? Not so fast. This is much less focused on the rolling. I wish it was much less focused on bottomless pits. Here we go. Yeah, sucker. Yeah, I almost missed that one. Would have been really easy to overlook. Shit, I'm a fuck. Well, I'm dead. Probably best that you get to those. Thank you for stopping by. A lot of the regulars made it this time. Okay, and then what? How am I meant to get that one? I might just have to ignore it. I'm gonna go back. I don't think I can go back. Shit. There's also a version of River City Rampage, or River City Ransom, for PC Engine only that has enhanced graphics and also CD music, but it's in Japanese. There we go. Y'all ever play River City Ransom? Oh, you're supposed to not jump at that curve. Guess I don't care. I'm done trying to make that work. But did he read that diary or not? Yep, he's gonna read it. I didn't manage to help. That's frustrating. There's a lot of frustrating. Anything time sensitive. You know what? Fine. I don't give a fuck. I do give a small fuck. Remember how amazing yo-yos were when we were kids? If you were in my generation, they were, for some reason, Yo-Yo Corporation was allowed to give presentations in schools advertising yo-yos. I don't know why they let them do that. That has zero educational value. But every kid coming out of that was like, fuck, I want my whole life to be about mastering the yo-yo now. That's like what Pokemon became. I must become a yo-yo master. That's why a lot of games from that period feature yo-yos. It was just a very popular toy. And just had grown men in like neon jumpsuits with thumping techno music. Fuck. Fuck. One wrong move. I guess just the frustration is the preponderance of bottomless pits. And the precision with which one has to pull off combos not to wind up in them. Alright, fuck you, die. Think she feels the pain of death every time, or is it like the Prestige, where only the copy that dies experiences the death? It's still pretty limited. It's like collect 5 of these or bring this to the guy. Hey, they could have been more than that. Ow, cat, please don't. Oh, that's what you do. It's a nice little variation on the theme. I feel strongly there's something back this way. And there's not. My instincts were completely wrong. Aha. No, you don't. Yes, you did, in fact. Oh, I almost got... Oh, man. Too much time-limited stuff. Frustrating. It's gonna be ADHD. It'll be ADHD Sugar Rush Kid. You know there's VR chat worlds where people roleplay as babies? Usually as furry babies. Which seems on its face horribly degenerate. I'm sure for many of them it is. Some of them were young women, though, and they gave sobering reasons for wishing to regress their age. Just that things had gone bad in their life, like their father died. And that changed the whole dynamic of the family, and they just want to go back to better years and make better memories the second time around. It's like, I can empathize with that. I mean, I don't approve of your methods. But your impetus for wanting to regress through time is perfectly understandable. There's this YouTuber who's kind of a little bit trolly, but he also does kind of pseudo documentaries about VR chat communities and worlds. He gets banned a lot. Like Ralph Futon. He doxes a lot of bad people too. He's a nihilist. Oh fuck! It didn't matter. He was right. I didn't listen. Oh, I'm way behind. No, 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 why? Why? Ugh. I'm not mad. I'm not owned. I'm not owned. I'm not owned. Oh fuck, they put this right here to stop me. Never mind, I don't have to compromise on me. A lot of bad words start with CO. I compromise and cooperate. What's IMI? I don't understand what you're saying. These are not good for rolling on. They very regularly throw you off into the oblivion. Void. Is there anything good up there? There's a secret level up there. Ah, shit. You ever played the original Phantasy Stars? The one on Master System or the two on Genesis? It will help give you, I think, some more background for the lore, if you need it. The Genesis ones are really good. They're just like better Final Fantasy. They're Sega being like, okay, we need our own RPG series. The Genesis ones are worth your time. The Master System one's kind of rough. I like its 3D mazes. If I'm remembering right. Are they lesbians together? Taboo. Yes, they are. Based on my knowledge of the Russian band of the same name. No shit, fucker. God fucking damn it. Oh, it gets to skip ahead too. And then we get this galaxy type stuff. No, fucker! It's a slow puppet. This feels like the bonus levels from Sunshine in a good way. No, bitch! Oh! Oh, you cheated. How dare you? Oh! That was dicey. That could have been much worse than it was. I see it go slower. Roll less. Nice shaders. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean not enough coins? You never told me it was gonna be fucking coins. I was collecting coins at the same time. I didn't realize that was a goal. You didn't tell me. I hate this game now. It's the worst game ever. Yeah, it's not meant to be played solo. It's really a game that shouldn't allow you to do that. People swear by the experience they had back in the day on Dreamcast. Multiplayer, though. What if there's a time limit too? I would shit and scream. Ah! It would be exactly like that. That was a completely 100% faithful simulation. That should not have happened. I thought I was being graded on time, not on coins. Had I known that, I'd done things a little bit differently. Now that elf looks like she's got some lewd art of her. There we go. They just have to collect more? Or just over 100? That was kind of a weak boss fight if that was the boss fight. Impressive. Fellow wielder of cosmic string. Why the stars must be smiling upon us. What a curious companion you've created. Almost anyone can master these strats. Even mathematicians do not never managed it. I'm known as the taboo artist. I know a lot of those. Those are on those are on Rule 34. You front my seats in my celestial show. Or like your incestial show. That's how it is. Should have known. There's always a problem. Perform together, you know? It was legendary. I'm gonna put the live show. Look at those hips, holy shit. Dare I say breedable? They got tired of using the first things. Why Dumpy? Rewrite history. So it must be you're ripping the page and reshape your fate. Book of Law. That doesn't sound promising. The Pengies. Oops. Good luck on artists. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Wasn't this supposed to be the Lawberry Courthouse? You've delivered me instead into the hands of my enemy. This looks a lot like fucking SRB2. Oh, this is a ice. So I spent $80 submitting 12 poems only to discover one of them was a duplicate. But I submitted to a contest with a $3,500 grand prize, times 2. One of those for each of the 2 top rated poets. And for 10 runners up, there's $300 for 10 runners up. So I totally cover. I would. Even if I submitted another 3 poems, I would still have only spent 1/3 of the runner-up fee. And my poem is as follows. I'm going to read it on stream, which means I need to switch to the literary background. Hem. Hem. And I have 12 in total. The train yard. Winter befalls the train yard, where engines come to retire. Icicles dangle from a signal post mangled, flickering bulbs soon to expire. Then come the sparks and the grinding, the frictional shriek of the rail. Wheels against steel, the racket conceals a train hopper's agonized wail. Fallen from his boxcar, drunken to fight the frost, a piteous mess, in mortal distress, stinking of blood and exhaust. Hand over hand, slowly crawling, dragging his ruptured entrails. Indifferent trains go on hauling, chugging along down the rails. Back and forth, metal on metal, orchestra of grinding and screams. A frozen nightmare in which nobody cares when a man comes apart at the seams. No one speaks up if they notice that a life has been destroyed. That's what enables the narrow timetables, keeping train yard employees employed. So ends the life of a vagrant, crushed between rail and machine. Just-in-time shipping, frozen flesh ripping, as the engine atop him builds steam. Not for one life nor 1,000 will operations be compromised. Worth an iota compared to the quota, that schedules need not be revised. Blood goes into one end, gold comes out the other. An unceremonious trade. You may find that gold loses some of its luster once you've seen how the sausage is made. I didn't read that right, but you get the idea. Blood goes into one end, gold comes out the other. An unceremonious trade. You may find that gold loses some of its luster once you've seen how the sausage is made. The meter isn't perfect, but I'm content with how it turned out. Based upon a photo of a train yard I found during an acid delusion, in which I was a frostbitten homeless man cut in half by the the razor-sharp wheels of a train, clawing my way across the frozen mud expanse of a Siberian train yard. And nobody noticed me. The trains just kept driving across me, cutting off my fingers and then my limbs, little by little. It has something of a message, and it agitates for empathy in the same way the Half Cat does. It's a little too similar to Half Cat. I like to think if Half Cat goes to literary heaven, then the hobo is with him. So the Half Cat has someone to pet him. It's the obligatory snow level. Spaceland was interesting. There was much less rolling. The boss fight was also intriguing, and it was something different. You can't really... There's no super jump. There's no way to gain more altitude than usual. Make sure that I'm not still on the fire screen. I'm not. Okay, good. So I came up with that one this morning, which means it was too late to submit as part of my poem pack. So you can submit 3 at once, basically. But one of them was a dupe, so I'm hoping I emailed them about it and said, can I replace the one that's a duplicate? If they say yes, I'm going to replace the duplicate with the train yard poem. This game mostly has itself figured out. It knows what it wants to be. Everything makes sense in the context of the game world. Fuck shit, fuck shit. I'm not feeling this. I'm feeling more TurboGrafx though. If you swing into something, you seem to automatically ledge grab. explains where the penguins come from, kind of. Never was too crazy about these ice levels. This is where you go, I think. No, fuck off. Fuck off, penguins. Newt, Newt! Oh, there's a Pingu fan animation that's fucking superb. It's CGI, but it's done in a style that resembles the original Claymation. It has Pingu turn into the fucking Doomslayer and get revenge on the walrus for eating his family. Can't show that without copyright strike, but it's superb. I don't know what to search for, but probably any combination of those terms. Silly penguins kind of satisfy the same role in this game as minions. Just the little fellas, funny little fellas. They do funny things in the background. Have I got the thing now? If they're more obviously police officers, it would be more logically consistent with the theme. Like an emperor who is a former circus strongman who has an army of penguins is a little bit too abstract. What is their economy in Macaroon? How does their society work? So also escort missions. You can't let anything touch the rest of the card. Oh, that's the end of that. Can't move. Little cat. Oh, I was supposed to go this way. Oh, bitch fucker. God damn it. I almost had it. I just butterfingers. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There you go. If you get really good at this, you can pull off some insane tricks, I'm sure. Why doesn't smashing this against that container count? You can play in a very basic platforming way and do just fine. It's just slower. It's just tomatoes? Tomato cola. Oh, I see. That'd be nasty. Or would it? Sweet tomato cola. Maybe Italians would like it. So we got a music slash... It's a party, but it's also ice. Every level seems to have dual themes. Is, I think, an innovative concept. That fucked me horribly. Oh! No. Ice and platforming do not go well together. I can kind of chain them together to fuck around. Yes, carnage, devastation. Ha ha ha. Oh. Well, back here again. I don't know what to say about that one. I just want to beat this level. Just let me beat this level. Oh! There we go. Is this a stage? It looks like a cake. Should have been a cake. I don't care if it makes sense. Just barely. I got one of them. 1996. It's time to quit. Damn, we made good progress, though. I wish everything in the game, including the title screen, worked in 21 by 9, but that's too much to ask for. Thank you all for joining me. Sorry about the turbo graphics if that's not what you signed up for. I'm not sorry. Probably there'll be more next time. We're making our way through this game though, and having a damn good time doing it. So be back here on Friday. Same ham time, same ham channel. It's 7 o'clock West Coast time, 11 o'clock p.m. This is your friendly neighborhood ham dad signing off, returning you to a regularly scheduled raid. Short talk, hit it. Let it rip. Hit it anytime now. Short talk. There you go.